morning, my dear student. Welcome to our GKRP online classes. Today, we will learn about what chapter number 5 of our history textbook, and chapter name is what colonialism and tribal society. Okay, first we have to go through the title of this chapter, name of this chapter, that is what colonialism and tribal society. So, what is colonialism? As we have already in previous chapters, the Britishers were came what to India with the business purposes, but after that they were started to conquest what Indian territories, and they were also succeed what to you can say to conquest or to annex the Indian territory, and they were what started to rule over India approximately what a long period of 200 years. Okay, so colonialism means suppose what you can say England is a what colonial country, means the England, or you can say England has political supremacy over India as well as military supremacy, means they were ruled over India as a colony. Got it? Means they were settled down here and ruled over India, but with political supremacy as well as military supremacy, and ruled over India. And they were set up their business here, and they were started to, you can say, grant the wealth from our nation. Means we were totally dominated by what? Britishers. So they were the Britishers, or you can say the British government, also known as the, you can say, the colonial government, because they were set up their colonies in India, and they were what started to rule over India for a long time of 200 years as a colony. Got it? After that, and tribal society. The tribal society means the people who are lived in, you can say, in remote areas, in deep of the forest, in forest areas. Okay, you can say yes, the nomadic people also. Okay, the tribal society who lived in the remote areas, in forest areas, means how the colonialism and the tribal societies people were connected to each other. But in this chapter we will also learn about the impact of colonialism, or you can say the impact of policy of the Britishers, how it affected the life of tribal people who lived in remote areas. Okay, so let's start the chapter from a distinct civilization. Who? The tribal people. Okay, so a distinct civilization between the tribal people, or you can say the tribal society, is one of the distinct civilization, or you can say is one of the different civilization. Okay, the tribal people they lived you can say far away from us, from modern society. Okay, they lived in, you can say with the custom, ancient custom, with deep in the forest, in the remote areas, in hilly regions. Okay, then a distinct civilization means a different civilization. Okay, they have their own what? They have their own principles, rule, regulation. They have their own customs. Okay, they are not much more educated. They are not like us, modern human beings. They are not wearing like what? Jeans and t-shirt. Okay, they are not much more educated, because they are far away from us. Oh, okay, and they have their own rules and regulations. They have their own society and their own customs and cultures. That's why you can call tribal society people, or you can call the tribal society as a distinct civilization. Got it? After that, what is the family pattern, or you can say what was the family pattern of tribal society? The family pattern, mostly in our family, who is the head of our family? Our father is the head of our family. But in a tribal society, means many of tribal societies, the leader of the family was what? The woman, or you can say the mother. Okay, this tribal society who lived in Meghalaya in forest areas, the mother is the head of that what society, head of their family. So the family pattern, or they lived, you can say they lived in joint manner. Okay, like us, they also form society and live in joint manner, but the leader, or you can say the decision maker of the family of tribal society is a woman, you can say is a female, or was a female. Okay, after that, economic life. During colonialism, during British period, what was the condition of economic life of tribal society? Okay, what the tribal people, okay, they are lived in which areas? In remote areas, okay, means distance from what modern society. That's why some of what tribal people, they were involved in agricultural activities. Okay, because the tribal society was also known as the nomadic people because they were followed the cultivation system of what shifting cultivation, because they were traveled to many places and settled up there. After that, they were involved in cultivation work. After that, after the fertility of soil was decreased, then they were moved to another what work. But most of the people, tribal people, okay, they were collecting the fruits, then like the herbal medicines from the what from the forest, and also sell into the market, and what continued their you can say continued their daily life. Okay, but after the what forest law were implemented, different kind of forest law were implemented by British government. Okay, the forest were what took into the charge of Britishers. They were reserved the forest. Okay, after that the economic life of the tribal people was what suffered a lot by the Forest Act was passed by the British. Okay, so that's why they were what goes through a poverty manner, or you can say the life of tribal people was very much poor. Okay, they were suffered a lot by the forest law were implemented by the Britishers. Got it? After that, the you can say the major lands with their equally major resources kept the tribal people. Besides, the tribal people did not produce any surplus for the market since agriculture depends on monsoon. Means there was no irrigation facilities or water supply in their what cultivation field. That's why they were totally dependent upon monsoon season or rainy season for their farming activities. Okay, then consistent production could not be assured. However, it does not mean that all tribal were poor. Okay, the British distributed the tribal people in various or major ways. As a result, the rebelled against the colonial rulers. Okay, after the Battle of Plassey in 1757, there had been many armed uprising among the tribal people in India against the Britishers. Means in the beginning, the tribal people, okay, they were lived a happy life in their particular regions, in their particular places. But after the Britishers reached India and they were conquered over major territories of India, they were settled down their market, as well as they were occupied the thrones of the kings. Okay, through the war against the kings, they got, you can say, they got victory, and what they were able to set up their, you can say, rule in India. Okay, after that they were captured the forest area also, and what started to implementing many types of forest law. That's why the tribal people suffered a lot, and the life of tribal people were going to what very much suffer. Okay, after that they were faced the poverty line, they were faced what is suffered life. Okay, after that the tribal people were also started what rebellion against the Britishers. After the battle of Plassey, which was fought in 1757, okay, in many tribal areas, many tribal societies, many people, they were started what rebellion against the Britishers. Okay, then, throughout the 18th and 19th century, tribal uprising kept taking place. These uprisings were organized against the British. Oppressive, you can say, oppressive policies means the tribal people, they were started rebellion against the Britishers by their what harsh, you can say, harsh policy. Okay, which you can say the tribal people were faced many problems throughout the policies which were implemented, executed by Britishers or colonial ruler. Okay, after that, among the anti-British uprising, or you can say rebellion also, okay, the prominent were the revolt of the Haus in Chotnagpur in 1831, one of the what you can say important tribal society which were lived in Chotnagpur region, Chotnagpur plateau area, and the Haus tribal society people, they were started uprising against the Britishers in 1831. After that, the Wheel uprising in 1818 to 1846. The Wheel, one of the, or you can say, tribal society of India, the Wheel tribe, they were also started rebellion against the Britishers from 1818 to 1846. Between 1818 to 1846. Okay. After that, the Coles revolt of 1831. Okay, and the Rajputana Medal revolt of 1820. The Coles, after that, Rajputana Medal. Coles. Then the Khond uprising of Orissa in 1846 and the Santa revolt of 1855 are other uprising of significance. Okay, so what? The Khond uprising in 1846. Then Santa. The tribal society from India, and the tribal society of what? Major tribal societies of, you can say, India. Okay, so you can say the rebellion or the uprising started by those tribal people in 1831. The Bhil people started the uprising from 1880 to 1846. After that, the Coles started also uprising or rebellion against the Britishers from 1818. After the Rajputana Medal in 1820, and the two major tribal societies people, what? The Khond also uprised, or you can say rebellion against the colonial power, rebellion against the British government in 1846. Then Santals, one of the important tribal social people, they were also started rebellion against the Britishers in 1855. The Munda rebellion also took part after the Santals. This Munda rebellion, after the Santa rebellion, which are, you can say, performed in our Orissa also. So many tribal society were started uprising or started rebellion against the you can say oppressive policies, oppressive rule and regulation of the Britishers. That's why the tribal people suffered a lot and they were not forced to rebellion against the Britishers. So many tribal people they were participate in what tribal rebellion against the colonial power, against the colonial ruler. Got it? Okay. After that, one of the most important rebellion which was performed by or acted by the Santal tribal societies in 1856, 55 and 56 in Chhot Nagpur region. Okay. So the Santal rebellion, or you can say the Santal tribal class people, they were very, you can say they were very freedom loving people. Okay. You can say they do not want to connect with other people. Okay, they settle down in their societies. They wanted to, you can say, enjoy every rights in their society. Okay, so the Santal people were very fun-loving people, are very fun-loving people. Okay. So in 1793, the permanent settlement policy was introduced by the Britishers. Okay, so the Santals, by the permanent settlement, the Santals they were not able to pay the taxes, pay the revenue to the Jamindar. That's why many Santals were what? Many Santals were, you can say. Was their hand from his land. Okay, the Jamindars were seized their land and the British took over the land of the Santal. Okay, that's why by this oppressive policy, harsh policy or strict law of the Britishers, the Santals were shifted their village, or you can say shifted their village to Rajmahals. Now it is known as the Jharkhand state. Okay. After that, the land were also claimed by the Jamindars. Means the Santals were after the land was seized. The land of Santals were seized by the Britishers by permanent settlement schemes. Okay. After that, the Santals were shifted their village to Rajmahals. Now the Rajmahal Hills, now it is what the Jharkhand state. That land also claimed by the Jamindars, or you can say seized by the Jamindars. Okay. After that, the European indigo planters outstayed them further. This brought them in confrontation with the Britishers. Means the indigo planters, the European indigo planters, what they were also forced the what Santals to do what, or you can say to cultivate cash crop like indigo cotton. Okay. After that, by this permanent settlement and by, you can say, by this push of the European planters to grow, or you can say to cultivated cash crop like indigo, what the Santals were what more aggressive against the Britishers. After that, under the leadership of Baba Tilka Manjhi, okay, the Santal rebellion was started against the Britishers. Okay, under the leadership of Baba Tilka Manjhi, what the Santals rose in rebellion. The whole means the movement, okay, for liberation was started in the 1780s. Means the Santal rebellion, you can say the starting phase of Santal rebellion was started by Baba Tilka Manjhi from 1780s. From 1780s against the Britishers. Okay. After that, what their aim was to establish a Santal state. Means Baba Tilka Manjhi and the Santal tribal society. Why they were starting the rebellion against the Britishers? Because they wanted to establish a Santal state. That's why Baba Tilka Manjhi launched a rebellion against the Britishers. Okay. After that, the whole of, or you can say the movement of 1855 56 was led by 4 Santal brothers. The moneylenders, jamindars and state officials were targets of their attacks. With the movement of, you can say, the Santal rebellion of 1855 to 56, okay, this was led by 4 Santal brothers, and they were also they were attacked to the jamindars, then British officials and policemen. Mostly they were targeted them. Okay, after that they organized an army of 60,000 Santals. Meant the 60,000 Santals people, they were actively participated in Santal rebellion against the colonial power. Okay, after that the British army imposed martial law to repress, this Santal rebellion. The British army was also response to Santal rebellion, and the British government what implemented, or you can say executed what the martial law. In martial law, the whole powers goes to the hand of military, and military had to what control over the region. Okay, after that more than 10,000 Santals were killed. The rebellion was suppressed by force, means by the martial law, by the hand of military soldiers. 10,000 of Santals people were killed. Okay, after that the Britishers were able to what repress the Santal rebellions by what military force. Then the British created a Santal Pargana and put it under the direct control of the Governor General. Means after that the British, the Britishers combined the Santal society and named that a Pargana or a district, and they were directly controlled over there. Okay, after that the Pargana was declared an excluded area. Still the Christian missionaries remained active there, because the Britishers wanted to spread their religions over India also. That's why they were what combined a Pargana or districts of Santal and directly controlled over there by Governor General, and also the Christian missionaries who what spread the principle of Christian religion. They were also actively participate there for their propaganda, for their religious spread. Okay, after that the Santals are anti-British zeal, or you can say which did not die down. What Bhagirath and Majhi led the Khewar or Safa Ha movement in 1874 after the what Great Santal rebellion. What the Bhagirath and Majhi, the two prominent leader from Santal tribal society, they were started what rebellion against the Britishers in 1874. The Khewar and Safa Ha movement, it had around 41,000 followers from the Santal Pargana. The movement aimed at social reforms in religion. The movement, you can say, yes, it prompted the belief in one God. These tribals were annoyed with the British, so they attacked revenue officials. This uprising was suppressed by the army. Means after Santal rebellion in 1874, what two prominent leaders of Santal community, who Bhagirath and Majhi, they were started rebellion against the Britishers. They were attacked the what revenue officials. Okay, this rebellion was mostly based on religious views, because the Christian missionaries, okay, by the British source, they were trying to convert the Santals into Christian community. That's why this you can say this rebellion, the rebellion of 1874 was led by two prominent leaders, Bhagirath and Majhi. Okay, and this rebellion also oppressed by or repressed by the Britishers through the martial law, where the military had what supreme power, and by the military and by the soldiers or by the arms, the Britishers were able to, you can say, able to suppress the Santhal rebellion. Got it? Okay. After Santhal rebellion, one of the most important, or you can say historic rebellion, was also combined by the Munda, the tribal societies in Chotnagpur region. In Chotnagpur, what you can say, the middle part of Plateau region. Okay, and like the Santals, they were opposed to, you can say, British policy. Okay, the Munda, they were also opposed the policies, or you can say the laws which were implemented or passed by the Britishers. Like the Jamindari system, the Munda were also what was earned from their cultivated land. The Jamindars, the British government, they were what seized the area of the you can say Munda. Okay, Munda, one of the important or one of the, you can say, prominent leader class, tribal class people of India. Okay, so by the you can say suffer policies like Jamindari system, then permanent settlement, the British government seized the land of the Munda. That's why the Munda were what opposed the Britishers and started the rebellion against the Britishers. Okay, many non-tribal people, they were also what forced forced the Munda class people, okay, to do their work, and this system was known as what? Bait beggary. You can say the forced labor which was practiced by what? The non-tribal people in bait beggary. The non-tribal people, they were what? Forced or pushed the Munda class people to do their work. This system was known as what? Bait beggary. Okay, so Munda rebellion was started in 1899 in Chotnagpur region. Okay, and they were what? They were by the rebellion. They were you can say wanted to getting their rights. Okay, and what they were also, you can say, against the forest law of the Britishers. Okay, after that, the great tumult, or you can say the great movement, rebellion, which was led by Birsa Munda. Okay, yes, Birsa Munda led the great uprising or Uluga, or you can say great tumult or movement also. Okay, the aim of the great tumult or great rebellion or great Uluga to what? Establish a Munda Raj. Okay, what? Establish a Munda Raj, expelling the British. Practice of land grabbing by non-tribal was prevented in the region. So through the great tumult, or you can say Uluga, the Birsa Munda tried to what? Tried to expelling the Britishers and also the non-tribal people who were seized the land of Munda tribal class people. Okay, through the great tumult or Uluga, Birsa Munda tried to what? Prevent the tried to what? Land grabbing, tried to prevent the land grabbing system which was practiced by the non-tribal class people in Chotnagpur region. Okay, the practice what made them landless in their own lands. They ended up as bonded laborers, means the Jamindars, the non-tribal people, they were forced the Mundas what to work in their fields. Okay, the land, the cultivated land, the farming lands were also seized by the Jamindars, by the Britishers. Okay, that's why the bait beggary was practiced by Munda class people. Okay, so to prevent this type of situation or to uprise, you can say to rose from this type of poor condition, struggling condition, who Birsa Munda took the leadership and started a great tumult, great rebellion against the British government, against the British policy. Okay, then Birsa Munda targeted these people and the practices introduced by them. Mostly Birsa Munda attacked Jamindars, the money lenders. Okay, because the reason of the what suffered of the Munda class people were the Jamindars and who? The money lenders. Birsa Munda supported the tribal cause he united the tribal communities of the region under one flag. The tribal people hit the oppressor and the intruders. However, the movement soon what fizzled out. Movement soon what repressed by the government. Okay, Birsa was captured, but the spirit of resistance could not be suppressed. Means the spirit of, you can say, freedom. Okay, which was aroused by like the leader of Birsa Munda. However, Birsa Munda was arrested by the Britishers, but the spirit of, you can say, freedom, okay, it was consist in the heart of every Munda class people. Okay, after that Assam and Northeast. In Northern region in Assam, okay, there were also the tribal class people. They were also what started rebellion against the Britishers. The people who lived in hilly region between Bhutan and Burma was inhabited by hill tribes. Okay, Assam and its adjoining areas were known as Assam under the British. The area was inhabited by about 250 tribes and sub-tribes. Mean Assam region in hilly region in northeast areas of India there were lived more about 250 tribal people. Okay, these people of the northeastern region were known for their courage and independent nature. Okay, culturally the Ahoms were the most warlike people. They successfully resisted all foreign invasion for a long time. The tribal class people who were settled down in north region of India, they were known as what? The Ahoms. Okay. Culturally, the region has been a center of the Vaishnav and Shiva sects. Gradually, what? The Christian also found a foothold here because the northeast region, the Assam region was under the Britishers. That's why the Christian missionaries, they were activated there for spread their Christianity, for spread their religion. But culturally, that region was the people of the region, they were practiced or they were worshipped the god like Shiva, the Hindu what god. Okay, so the Hinduism, or you can say Hinduism, was practiced in that particular region, but the Christian missionaries, they were also tried to spread their Christian religion over there. Okay, the region has presented a picture of communal harmony. Okay, after that the Christian missionary tried to you can say to cover the region, to cover the areas under Christian religion. After that, the uprising or the rebellion was started. Okay, the British occupied territories of northeastern region. The British exposed the tribe to problem of land alienation and its consequent suffering. There were also the Britishers who are captured or seized the cultivated land of the people, of the tribal people. Okay, the government granted free land to the English people and encouraged indigo and tea plantation. Means the land seized by the Britishers, seized by the British government, they were what you can say distributed among the European planters, and they were what cultivated cash from like indigo, cotton, jute in that field. But what the tribal people who whose land were seized by the Britishers, they didn't have any land distribution. Okay, after that wood and minerals were other targets of exploitation. Means the natural resources of that area, okay, which help the local people. Okay, that natural resources also drained by the British government. Okay, after that the Assamese tribal peasantry rose in rebellion in 1893 and 94. Means in Assam a uprising was also started by Assamese tribal class people in the year of 1893 and 94 against the British government, against the policy or you can say law of the British government. Okay, the demand was raised arbitrarily. The local disunited leaders organized the uprising. Mostly the demand of this rebellion was against the demand of high revenue by the British government. Okay, the land was seized by British government. After that the land were distributed among the European planters. So the Assamese or you can say the tribal class people of Assam, they didn't have any land and they were unable to they were unable to paid the taxes to the government. That's why they were uprising. That's why they were started the rebellion against the British power, against the colonial power. Okay, after that the British also response to the rebellion, the British government were also tried to repress the rebellion of the Assamese. Okay, the British suppressed the movement with harshness. The British took advantage of internal disunity in Manipur to attack it in 1891. The Britishers were attacked Manipur in 1891. Britishers took advantage of the you can say the disunity among the tribal people. Okay, the Manipur also retaliated. The British arrested the leaders of the revolt. A commemorative monument named after the leader of the revolt, Bir Tikendrajit, stands on the spot where he was hanged subsequently. Means the you can say the revolt which was led by Bir Tikendrajit hanged by the Britishers for repression of the you can say the revolt which was raised in northeast part in Assam in Manipur. Okay, after that stands on the spot where he was hanged. Subsequently the British government recognized the independence of Manipur. So in you can say in remote areas, in tribal areas, the tribal people were against the British policy. They were started rebellion, started uprising against the rules regulation of the British government of the colonial power. Okay, so many tribal communities, they were involved in the uprising against the Britishers, like the Assamese, like the tribal people who were lived in the northeast part of our India. Then in Chhota region, the Munda rebellion was started. After that, the Chandar rebellion was combined by the tribal class people against the Britishers. Okay, so this type of rebellion was you can say combined by the tribal class people against the British government. Got it? Okay, after the northeast part or after Assam, Manipur, okay, the tribal people who were lived in Meghalaya, they were also started rebellion against the Britishers. In Meghalaya, the Britishers, you can say the Britishers forced to the tribal people to making road in hilly regions for their transportation and communication. That's why the tribal people mostly they were activated in the construction of road by the forced labor. They had to work there without any payment. That's why they were suffer a lot during the working session. Okay, so for this type of activities done by or performed by the Britishers, many leaders of that particular region from Meghalaya, they were also rebellion started against the British government. Okay, they were like Udhiran Singh in May 1828 started resistance movement against the Britishers. Okay, Udhiran Singh and his supporter released the convicts who were employed in the constructions work of the road. Okay, after that they avoided you can say frontal attacks. They followed hit and run attack. Means through the back side they were hit the Britishers and ran to the forest, deep of the forest. After that, what many Khasi women also involved in guerrilla warfare against the Britishers, guerrilla warfare which was fought in the jungle, in the forest. The many Khasi tribal women, they were also involved in guerrilla warfare. Okay, in 1833, what the British forces forces or captured Utirat Singh at a peace talk. He was offered his kingdom back if he would accept the sovereignty of the British. Means in a, you can say, in a treaty, in a peace talk, the Britishers were what invited Utirat Singh, and also what captured him or arrested him. Okay, where after that he died on 17 July 1835, okay, at Dhaka. Okay, after suppressing Utirat Singh's uprising, the British imposed several unequal treaties often Khasi chiefs and occupied territories of the northeastern region. After what arrested or after the diet of what Utirat Singh, the Britishers took some strict policy against the Khasi tribe and against the what tribal people who were lived in Meghalaya region. Okay, after Yukiang Nongba, the Jainitia resistance of 1860 or 1863 was the first popular and organized movement against the British in the what Jaintia Hills in 1862. In Jaintia Hills, the hilly class people, the hilly region people, they were against the British power, they were against the policy of British region, and they were also started uprising against the Britishers in 1862. Okay, the British imposed a house tax in 1860 onto them. Okay, this was met with resentment. What within a few months the people rose in rebellion against the house tax of the Britishers. Means the Britishers, you can say, imposed a house tax onto them. That's why the people of what Jainitia hilly region, they were what started a revolution, started a rebellion against the Britishers. Okay, the British then levied income tax in addition to the house tax. After that, the Britishers also implemented what income tax onto them. All this created what turmoil amongst the Jainitias. They rose in rebellion in 1862 under the leadership of Yukiang what Nongba. Okay, under the leadership of Yukiang Nongba, the Jainitias, or the people who were lived in Jainitia hills, okay, they were started rebellion against the Britishers in the year of 1862. Okay, after that, Yukiang Nongba could not succeed because of the superior might of the British. On the unequal fight between the local people and the British Empire, hundreds of Jainitias were killed. Their leader Yukiang Nongba was captured through deceit. He was hanged publicly to strike terror in the hearts of the Jainitias on 13 December 1862. So on 13 December 1862, the leader of what Jainitias hill people, Yukiang Nongba, was arrested by the Britishers and also publicly hanged by the British government. Hanged the Britishers show off their supremacy over the people. Okay, they were wanted to create a terror among the people of Jainitia hills. After that, Togang Sangma in December 1872, British sent armies to establish their control in the Garo hills of Meghalaya. Okay, the tribal people confronted them with their spears, swords, and shields. Or the tribal people protect themselves to use what armory like spears, swords, and shields. They were fighting the well-equipped colonial army with outdated weapons, but with courage and determination. The battle was absolutely uneven. Okay, so in December 1872, a rebellion was started in Garo Hills under the leadership of Pa Togang Sangma. Okay, by the Garo healers, you can say, by the tribal people who were lived in Garo Hills. They were fought with the old weapons like swords, like shields, spears, and these were also what uneven because the British army were used modern armories, modern weapons. Okay, Pahatugan Sangma led the violet Garo warriors. Sangma fell fighting like a hero in December 1872. He fought the British till the last drop of his blood. On the whole, the British placed the what? Economy and society below the colonial interest. The changes introduced in land right encourages moneylanders to intrude the tribal society. Jamindar became what supreme in that Garo Hills region. The British wanted to what? Rule through Jamindar. Christian missionaries continued to work in tribal areas. They wanted to change the tribal culture and thinking. So this type of what oppressive steps were taken by the Britishers to repress the rebellion is different tribal region of our country. Okay, many tribal society like the Santal, like the Khasi, then the Jainitias tribal people, you can say the Garo Hills tribal people, about the Mundas, they were what? They were protected themselves. They were tried to protect their customs and culture. They were tried to protect their cultivated land. The Britishers, by the army force, by the soldiers, the Britishers were also conquest over the tribal land, tribal societies. They were implemented very oppressive, or you can say very harsh principles, law, rules, regulations, and they were set up the Jamindars who collected what land revenue from the tribal people. But the tribal people, they were what? Uneducated. They were